How's it going, guys? My name is Vishwas and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to episode, I can't remember, of the Pulsar 150 Cafe Racer build series. A build series where we are turning this no longer a piece of junk, Pulsar 150 into a street-worthy cafe racer. Now, we are picking up right where we left off in the last episode. We got a lot done in the last episode: the body panels, the wiring, the battery mounts. Go watch the video if you haven't already, and then come back to this video. All that said and done, in today's episode, we are going to be fixing the three biggest problems I have with my Pulsar 150. You can't start it, you can't keep it running, and assuming it ever did those two things right, you can't stop it. And a lot of other problems. We are going to be fixing the starter issues, we are going to be fixing the carburetor, the brakes, and a lot of miscellaneous parts. Before we move on with today's episode, I would like to take this time to kindly request you to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you have, I love you. If you haven't, do subscribe, like this video, dislike this video if you don't like it. Tell me why you don't like it, because that really helps me. So, with all that said and done, let's do this, shall we? So, we are going to be beginning with probably the hardest part out of all the three is the brakes. Now, it's not necessarily that this bike doesn't have brakes, they are questionable. The front brakes need new fluid, need to be bled. The rear brakes, the pads are brand new, all the hardware is there, the brake pedal is there, but what it is missing, brake return spring. Now there is, on normal bikes there's a spring which helps the brake to return back to its normal position and not just keep the brakes locked. And that is what we don't have, because all this is a hodgepodge of parts from different years of different bikes. We have the brake switch, we have the brake springs, we have the brake switch. All we need to do is figure out how to mount those things onto this. So, let's get to it. After two failure attempts, third time's the charm, we got the two-piece bracket system right. We have one piece that actually holds the brake light switch and the other piece which holds the spring which returns the brake, and there is still some fine adjustment we have to do on this, but for the most part this is sorted. Now we have to move on to the next part, which is the thing which is stopping this from starting. The perks of this vehicle actually being a junkyard vehicle is that the starter is stuck. Is that a good thing for us? No. Can we do anything about that right now? No. But we have another way of getting this bike actually started, and that is the Kickstarter. In an ideal situation that would work, but this bike is anything but ideal. We used to hit over there, we got grounded down, did some self-clearancing over, but now the biggest part is it contacts over here, and hence preventing the vehicle from starting. So what we have to do is modify the kickstand, because there is no other kickstand which will fit into this groove. That is what we have to do, and that is what we are going to do. That we have completed modifying the Kickstarter. What we just didn't get enough video of it, but what we just did was that we just chopped it off here, and flipped this middle piece, and now welded it on the outside so it just barely clears the engine and just won't go any further back in. And just like that, we can hopefully start the bike with that. Still, don't quote me on that. So the next order of business is getting these wheels repaired. Now these wheels have been on there these tires have been on there since they were probably junk, cheap China tires, but again we are going to keep it because budget. So what we have to do is get them. The tires don't hold any air, and so what we have to do is get the punches repaired, and that is what we are going to do next. So let's do it. So the wheels are off, the brakes are off, and so are we to get these wheels repaired, punctured, and whatever we can do to make these better. Actually, I found out the tire is actually on backwards. It's supposed to be that way because this does not help with any water dispersion. So we're going to get that repaired. The brakes, we might have to get the front caliper fixed, but well, we'll burn that bridge when we get there. So right now, we're off. I'll see you when these wheels are looking better. So, and they are fixed. Now, on to the looking good part. One of the reasons why the bike wasn't running right is I think because there's a lot of debris caught up in the channels of the carburetor. So what we're going to be doing next is cleaning up or attempting. So what we're going to be doing next is attempting to the best of our abilities to be cleaning the carburetor channels and hopefully not messing stuff up. So what we have here is syringes, a brush, obviously not mine, and some paint thinner because we need solvent to clean the channel. So let's get to it. And there we have it. We opened the carburetor thinking it was dirty, and dirty it was. So the main passage for the fuel, which actually fills up the fuel bowl, was completely blocked with bug nest material. The choke hole was filled with that. Even these two holes, which were for the ventilation of the internal cup, even those were filled. So we cleaned them out with paint thinner, blew air through the channels, and I think they should be ready to take in some fuel or give out some fuel for that matter. So let's install it then. I think we should start.
Chairman.
20 minutes later. 2 hours later.
It runs! Not very good, but still it runs.
सस्ते वाली बुलेट चलता है बुलेट बन गई ना
Bullets are respectable. This one, oh shit, not so much.
holy shit
Smoking.
और डाल रबर ट्यूब सील के लिए
8:01 p.m.
And there we have it. The bike is back together. It is running. It does start. It does run, and it does stop. We had the rear brakes working in the previous episode. We touched up on that in this one. We got the wheels painted. They are still temporary. And towards the end of the episode, miraculously, the front brake decided that it was time for its contribution. So now it works too. You saw the bike run, and it ran great given its circumstances of no tank and no carburetor filter for that matter. But still, it did run, and that leads us to what we are going to be doing next in the next episode. There's a lot of words that can describe this bike, but comfortable isn't one of them right now. And that is what we are going to be changing in the next episode. We are going to be transforming the complete look of this bike in the next episode. So take a good look, because this is the last time you're going to see it this way in its all ugly, glorious form. So do not miss out on the next episode, because in the next episode we are going to be taking this thing on its first drive. We are going to be transforming it completely and a lot of other things. So better not miss out. So until then, peace.
Come on.